We made pumpkin bars with cream cheese frosting. I am a low-carb cookbook author, but I will use sugar when I'm making sweet treats. There's a reason for this. Grain-free, gluten-free, low sugar, delicious. Look at that puppy! I bet you really want one of these, don't you? Oh! This recipe is super easy. It's combining a bunch of in a bowl, mixing it up, and putting it in the oven, which I have preheated to 350 degrees. We're going to start with half a cup of almond flour, 3 tablespoons of coconut flour, a can of pumpkin puree. This is almond butter. You can use a half a cup of peanut butter if you want to. I use almond butter, just slightly fewer carbs than peanut butter. It's up to you. You can do whatever you want. In here is the spice mix. This beautiful spice mix has ground cinnamon, ground cloves, ground ginger, allspice, and nutmeg, and just a pinch of salt. Because I find with baked goods, even though we're going to put some sugar in, they certainly are nice with a pinch of salt. Let's add in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. That kind of brings it all together. Let's do a half teaspoon of baking soda. Because, you know, even though it's grain-free, we're still baking. We're baking. And a couple of eggs. There we go. I'm going to wash my hands. I'm starting the hand mixer on a slower speed, and then I'm going to increase the speed. Just want to kind of get everything incorporated without all the ingredients, especially the dry ingredients, floofing up. We just want to get this nice and smooth. We pour it into the pan. We bake it. I'm going to make the cream cheese frosting, but I also gave a dairy-free frosting option, a maple walnut glaze. And you could make that, or you can make the dairy full. I'm doing dairy full today for the most perfect seasonal pumpkin bars. This smells incredible. I'm going to turn up the speed to high. Make sure we get those chunks of that almond butter incorporated. Now, for the final step, we need to put a half a cup of some sort of sweetener. Let me give you my sweetener disclaimer. Can we put a thing that says, sweetener disclaimer? I am a low-carb cookbook author, but I will use sugar when I'm making sweet treats. There's a reason for this. I can't tolerate artificial sweeteners. I can't tolerate sugar substitutes. If you like to work with those ingredients and you know how to substitute them, feel free, be my guest. I use actual sugar. I'm using date syrup for this one. You can use honey. You can use maple syrup. You're welcome to use a dry sugar, a castor sugar, or just regular cane sugar if you want to. I'm not going to judge. Now, I know that this is 8 ounces of date syrup, and this recipe calls for half a cup. So I'm going to use half of this date syrup in here. That's about half of that. We are good to go. Let's get this incorporated. And then we will be ready to put some pumpkin bars in the oven. This pumpkin batter is going to go perfectly in an 8x8 pan. However, I really want to use this really cute festive pan that's actually 6x9. Well, we can do a little bit of math, right? 8x8 is 64 square inches. So we have 64 square inches of pumpkin bar goodness that could go into the pan. That's what the recipe calls for. Well, 6x9, which I'm verifying, I don't measure from the outside, measure from the inside measurement. That's 9. Yep, I was right. 6x9 gives you 54 square inches. So now I have a choice. If a recipe calls for an 8x8 and that's 64 square inches, but I really like this pan, does this mean my pumpkin bars are going to bubble over the top? Is there too much batter to go in there? I don't think so. So let's see what happens. I love my Pyrex, but I want a cuter pan. This is my spray avocado oil. You could use coconut oil spray. You're welcome to butter the pan with grease. Wait, you're welcome to grease the pan with butter. Silicone spatula is the way to get this stuff in. Let's put this in the oven for 35 minutes. I'm going to check it and then give it another 10 minutes should it need it, because we changed pan sizes. And by the way, these are great in muffin tins if you want to make them individual, but right now I'm doing the bars. See you in a minute. Time to make the icing. Frosting, icing. I don't know the difference. Put in the comments below if you know the difference between icing and frosting, because I don't know. Cream cheese, brought to room temp. I use these baby spatulas like crazy for this precise reason. I'll link them below because they really are essential in the kitchen. Oh my God. Well, it's definitely room temp. And then I like to do this because I don't like to waste that cream cheese frosting. The pumpkin bars are in the oven, and I have decided, I've made an executive decision I am not going to put the same kind of sweetener in this frosting, and here's why. It's already going to turn a little bit dark because of the vanilla that I'm going to put in there, which I'm going to do right now. And if I put date syrup as the sweetener in this frosting, it's going to just kind of be like a tan color. Oh, perfect. And I don't want tan colored frosting. It's not my thing. So what I'm going to do is use regular white cane sugar. All right, time for the mixer. Oh my God, it's delicious. I strongly recommend you stick your finger in it and you taste it because it's so good. This is perfection. Pumpkin bars are out of the oven. Perfect. The house smells amazing. They have cooled, which is why I touched it. You do not want to ice these things before they cool. So let's dump this deliciousness on the bars. Cover it, smooth it, nice and evenly. It kind of looks like a sheet cake. We're going to cut this up and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Yes. See that? We made pumpkin bars with cream cheese frosting. Grain-free, gluten-free, low sugar, delicious. Just enough sweetness in there to be a treat. Not anything to overdo it. The recipe's down below. I have also plenty of recipes that don't have any sugar in them. Subscribe if you want more recipes like this because I got you. And we're filming a lot of here in the Eat Happy Kitchen.